Welcome to Talk Around Riyadh, the Wheel of Time showcast. I am your host, Joe Perry, here with my co-host, Jen Isgro and Tom Kokoza. Jen, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Joe. Sorry I had to move the recording again, everyone. But last night I lost my complete words.
By everyone, you mean the 6 people in Discord?
I guess. Volunteering is the word I'm looking for at a mother-son event at my daughter's school because I don't have any sons. So I sold raffle tickets. And
how many sons
did you look forlornly at the other sons and their mothers with their sons? So I wish
no, it was cute though because a lot of them were wearing like matching sports jerseys. It was like a sports theme. So it was cute. But yeah, I didn't look longingly. I'm good. I actually thanked my lucky stars. Sorry, Tom, because boys are out of control.
Oh yeah.
I had to yell at them multiple times to get away from the raffle baskets. And then I said, don't touch them. One of them did that thing where they do the opposite. Not that my daughter doesn't do that too, but say don't touch it, and then they just touch it and stare at you to see what you're going to do.
Smack them?
Beat the shit out
I said, no, I wanted to, but I just like jokingly said, what do you like, who are you talking to right now or whatever? And then he left eventually, but yeah, they're crazy. So I'm actually happy with my 2 girls.
Welcome back, Tom.
I'm feeling better. Yeah, I was under the weather for a while. It wasn't severe. It was just nagging. I still have a little bit of a cough. Hopefully that won't impact the show too much.
It shouldn't. I don't think it will. No one will even notice.
Sorry, just
So
that was a joke. It's not what I sound like.
Threw me off there. We have some news to talk about. This was news from, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but we didn't get to talk about it last week. Or we didn't talk about it last week. We had the Black Tower guys on, so we didn't want to bother them with news for season 3 because who gives a shit about that? But anyway, Jen, before we get into that, what's happening?
What's happening indeed? Welcome back, everyone. So today, the Naseva twins, who played Matt's sisters in season 1, episode 1 of The Wheel of Time, celebrated their 14th birthday. So let's think about how old they were when they filmed. Wheel of Time came out in 2021 first season. They probably filmed it in like 1920. So that's like 19 would be 5 years. So they were like 9 when they filmed it, and now they're 14. So that's good. That's a big difference. It's good. Good aging. Good aging.
Great job. Great job getting older.
Great job aging. So whoever's running their account wrote, today the Twinkle turned 14. I guess that's their pet name for the twins. 14 years of love, laughter, and complete and utter madness. And we do have some comments in here. We have a happy birthday from Peter Franzen. We have a happy birthday from Juliet Howland. She says, gorgeous girls, sending loads of love. Of course, she plays their mother. Not a very good one on the show, but in real life, she loves them. And I think that's it from people in the comments. But happy birthday, Lilibet and Litiana.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to be in the next season?
Yes.
Oh, Tom does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Much older.
But I guess they'll be in the 2 Rivers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they'll, whatever. It's going to look noticeable, I think, right? Like,
more time has passed in the show than passes in the books between.
That's true.
They can pretend to be like 11.
Well, most of the time lapse in the books is between the first, 3 books?
Yes. Most of it takes place. Yeah.
It's like over a year.
There's like 6 months in book 2, and then 6 months between 6 months in book 2, and then like 4 or 5 months between book 2 and 3, right? Because
book 1 takes place for a couple of months, right?
Yeah.
So it's the longest span of time in the entire series that we get. So I guess that fits right in then.
Okay, so moving on. So apparently, 2 people we talk about a lot on this show for completely different reasons were at Madison Square Garden last night watching the Knicks game. One of them, but what?
I said I watched some of that game. Well,
did you happen to notice Rosamund Pike sitting courtside at the Knicks game last night? And she's wearing a shirt that says Felix. I didn't know if that was like a player name or something. No, Felix Catter. Let's Google it. Felix Catter. Felix Carter. I don't know. What happened to Felix the cat? People also ask. Felix, a lot of Felix the cat. Has to be Felix Carter?
All right, you continue. I'll look it up, Jen. You continue.
Okay. Anyway, the other person
It's great.
was
Michael
Jude
J.
Law.
Fox?
Jude Law, my fan casting for Galad from 20 years ago, was also.
Cheech Marin was there too.
Well, Cheech Marin is not in the slideshow, so I guess he wasn't important enough for the New York Knicks and Madison Square Garden to post.
He is.
I don't know who. He's not. I don't see him.
Yeah, he is. He's the second to last person.
Oh, I didn't even click through all these. What happened? I stopped at Rosamund Pike. Michael J. Fox.
It's
So
the shirt is one of the
Vinny?
characters in Saltburn. It's Felix Catton.
Oh, okay. Vinny from Jersey Shore. Who's this? Who's the guy after? Oh, wait, let's see. Oh,
All right.
that's Tommy DeVito from the Giants. Oh, there's a lot of people here. Okay, there was a lot of celebrities, but Rosamund Pike was there, and Jude Law is my favorite, so I just wanted to give him a little shout out. Still looks good. Could have been Galad.
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
30 years ago.
No.
No, 20
years ago.
He could have done it.
When did the talented Mr. Ripley come out?
25 years ago?
2000. Okay, 24 years ago. Would have been perfect. Okay, last one is hashtag hen news. Joe wasn't prepared. Okay, this is a close-up of Avihenda, and the caption reads, "The mugshot of a murderess. Avihenda Howland is guilty of murdering a baby frog. Caught in possession of the dead body just now. She caused its death by wildly shaking it in her beak. Such cruelty. Sadly, it could not be rescued in time or revived. Poor little thing. Every frog is a miracle. They face so many dangers from predators, even when they are frog spawn. A sad moment in the garden. Naughty Avi. Sentence to be decided. Hashtag hen news."
Ooh, did she make it?
Did who make it?
I said sentence to be decided.
Oh, so I commented, "You should have expected this when you named her. Rest in peace, frog." And then Juliet responded, "All the things that make this hen like Avienda. She loves dust baths. When she had a choice of a coop to sleep in between the ark or the egg glue, she chose the egg glue."
It is so great that she knows what that is.
Right. And she loves carrots. I don't know, is that because of the red hair? I'm not sure if I get that one.
Yeah,
okay.
the red.
She still doesn't like to share food and water, but she has buddied up with Perry Hen. So she's more
like in the
TV
show.
Yes. So very sweet. Sorry, this is the circle of life.
Yeah.
I guess
So
she
says Elton John.
As first time ever said by Elton John in The Lion King.
Yeah, he
the
wrote
circle
that.
of life. He came up with the concept of the circle of life.
He wrote the music.
No, not the concept.
I know. I'm trying to make a joke.
No, he came up with the
music.
The phrase.
He did not coin the phrase.
Look it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tom, look it up.
He let Tim Rice know, "Hey, you're going to write a song about this," even though I don't write the lyrics to any of my songs about the job.
Yeah, he said, I came up with this really cool term, the circle of life. I want you to work it into this play.
Figure it out.
This cartoon musical. Figure it out.
So he only writes the music. He didn't write the lyrics.
Correct. That's his whole career.
Okay.
Freddie Taupin writes the songs for the most part.
Oh, okay. No, I mean for The Lion King.
Yeah, he came
Only
filled in
interested
for
in The Lion
Ashman
King.
for when Howard Ashman passed away.
Okay. All right. Back to you, Joe.
Oh no, not back to me.
No?
All right, we've got some news. Yeah, of course, back to me.
Okay.
I was like, wait, I take the lead in any segment on this show.
Oh no! I do not know what we're doing here tonight. Are we recording a podcast? No, we have. We talked about this a little while ago. I think a few episodes ago. Right, they had released another 2 episode titles on the WGA site, which is the Writers Guild of America site. It appears they've released all of the episode titles, which is surprising. And if you remember, right, Sarah Nakamura had posted on TikTok that, just because it's written on the WGA site, those are placeholders, not necessarily going to be the episode titles. But I think, as Omar pointed out in the article on Watt Series, although all titles listed on the WGA for the first 2 seasons ended up being the eventual episode titles when the show aired. So I think we've got a good chance that these are going to be the episode titles, unless they're just playing games. I don't know. How confident do you all feel about these being the real episode titles?
I'm confident.
Right.
Like 95% confident.
Confidence is high. Are you confident, Tom?
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah. It feels good. They're all, once again, of course, chapters from the books, and they span all the way from, let's see, The Great Hunt to Fires of Heaven. So we've got a few different book chapters in here, and as I think we know from watching the show, that usually nothing from the chapter that is titled it has to do with the episode, except for leave takings, maybe. And I guess Eye of the World was very different, but I guess you could say that's the same thing. So we're going to go through these. We're going to look back at our predictions, because remember, we did a whole prediction episode, and talk a little bit about maybe what we think could happen in these episodes. So
try to order them as well, right? Because they're not in a given order right now. We want to try and...
No, we do know some of the order for some of them, right? We know the first one.
Yes.
So let's start there. To Race the Shadow. This was something that was released a while ago. I think Rafe might have gave this one to us. He might have did a script shot. This one we know for sure is written by Justine Jewell Gilmer. We also know all the writers, but we don't know which writers attached to which episode necessarily, except for a few of them, because the writers were listed elsewhere with the episode titles. So To Race the Shadow, this one's written by Justine Jewell Gilmer, who's written episodes. I think we talked about this already. She's written, I think, the 2 episodes that have the most non-book things going on in them.
Yes.
And this is a chapter title from The Dragon Reborn. It's chapter 47. This is the chapter right after Matt's leaving the royal palace, right? He hears the is it Colmar and Lord Gabriel talking about putting out a hit on Elaine. So this is him leaving, going to the I guess it's the Queen's blessing, not the Light's blessing, and talking to Basile and Tom about what he's heard, and is like we gotta go find these guys who warn Elaine. We gotta go help them. So that's what's going on in this chapter. Any thoughts to what you think is going to happen? Anything from what I just spoke about? You think any bit?
No. I think I've said this before, but I just think everybody's trying to get to where they need to be before the shadow arrives there.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a possibility you do see the royal palace of Camelin in this episode, which I guess is something akin to what happens in that chapter title. Like a location matches, but if anything, if that even happens, that's like a tease at the end of the episode. I would imagine. I think that Jen's right. This is them just racing the shadow to get to their plot lines for season 3.
Yeah, I think we all kind of came up with the same idea for this one. We talked about this one multiple times, so I won't sit on it too much, just because. And we know this is the first episode, right? So then we also found out episodes 2 and 8. Right. Right. And we're not sure which one's 2 and which one's 8. We kind of assumed because of the titles. Right. So we have A Question of Crimson. Right. This is a Fires of Heaven chapter 33. And this is a Val and Luca Circus chapter. This is the crimson refers to the dress that Val and Luca made for Nynaeve. We also find out that Galad and Massima are nearby, and Samara. And Elaine also thinks she can make a copy of an Adam. Right, this is that chapter. So this is either episode 2 or 7. Episode 2 or 7. I think we talked about this already, and I think we're all on the 2 side. I mean, because of what the other title is, right? I also think we talked a little bit about this being potentially something Red Aja. That's what the Crimson is referring to. But I don't know. Have you changed your mind? Are you still on that same path?
Yeah, I think just by process of elimination, it has to be 2. Yeah. Because the other one is not going to be, Golden Eyes is not going to be episode 2.
No, He Who Comes with the Dawn is the other one.
A what?
Episode 7, I think that's on lock.
Right.
Yeah, we know that.
The other title.
Oh, we knew that for sure. Oh, you said 2 and 7 though just now.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 and 8. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's why I got confused. Okay. The other. Oh, He Who Comes with the Dawn. The Dawn.
The Dawn.
He Who Comes with the Dawn. Yeah, He Who Comes with the Dawn probably won't be episode 2.
Rubbing little oil slicked duck chicks.
Oh, duck chicks.
That's the Dawn commercial, right?
Yeah.
Quacklings show.
Ducklings.
Quacklings, I believe it's
Quacklings. That's what they call them on. That's what they call them on. What's it called? DuckTales.
You do?
I'm smart. I don't know. Somebody's called quack. Duck puns were top notch on that show.
I'm gonna throw out another possible question of Crimson thing that could be teased in episode 2. If I recall correctly, and I'm not huge on the flags that are used in the books, but Perrin's wolf head banner has a crimson background, does it not? Isn't a wolf's head on a crimson banner background?
I don't remember. There's the Red Eagle of Manetheren.
That is also true.
And the band of the Red Hand.
Oh, stop it.
Also red.
Yeah.
Also, blood is red.
Yes,
Blood
Jen,
is red. Sometimes known as crimson.
Yeah. So I think nothing has changed with this title. I think we're all sitting there at number 2 with the same thoughts about what it's going to be.
I'm wrong. It's a red wolf head on a field of white with a red border.
So now I'm trying to think of because at the beginning of Shadow Rising, before they leave, is when Slayer kills is it Joya and Amiko? But it's like, could that be a question of Crimson because you don't know who killed them? Even though could that potentially happen like in Tenchiko for some reason? I don't know why. I don't know why it would, but or 2 people. I don't know. Maybe it's like
there's no reason to kill them.
Yeah,
from what we know.
I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe they're killing them for a different reason. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
We don't even know Joy is Black Aja, right?
Well, we will, but probably very early on, I would think.
We know they cast Ispan, right? We don't know about Amiko, but we have an Ispan.
I think if they're probably all going to leave Tower at the beginning, I would think.
I think so too.
So we probably will have a pretty good idea of who's Black Asha at that point.
Maybe that's what happens in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, put it down. I like it. Black Sisters leave the tower. Question of Crimson. Here we go. All right. I'll skip these 2 because I know we're pretty sure that these are the last 2 episodes. So, and we already know them. Seeds of Shadow. All right. Seeds of Shadow. Now, this is the first chapter of the Shadow Rising. In this chapter, Min gets back to the White Tower. She sees Swan. She has the visions of her about like what's going to happen with the Tower coup. And we also have Gowan in this chapter, and he's questioning Min on where Elaine is.
I like it.
Seeds of Shadow.
Now, Min is in Kyrien with Swan. She could see her there and see visions around her, right?
Yeah.
Is there a chance like Swan never goes back to the tower?
Yes, there's a chance.
And is like overthrown before not even being there. Yeah.
I think that could definitely happen. Like she never goes back because Elida takes over while she's not there. And then she travels and she never gets stilled. That means probably.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Leandra can get back and forth to places pretty fast. She's like manipulating things.
Ways. But I think there is potential that Swan like gets deposed before they leave Camelin, right?
Kyrien, you mean?
Kyrien, rather, yeah. But I don't know. Just because everybody's there at the end of last season, you never see what happens to them. But also, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where this comes from. It's not something that I necessarily think is going to happen. But this is what you know about Leandra. And I think Rafe was asked what's going on with Leandra. She wasn't in the last episode of season 2. What's going on with her in season 3? And his response was to the effect of like, "You're going to find out very early." What if
That's
Leandra? Right. What if Leandrin just kills her before that's what they do to leave the tower?
What if Leandra finds her on the ground and kills her?
Kills her, and like it's just Elida takes the tower, like without like. I
thought you were pretty firm about there being a time jump at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
so she wouldn't be.
Could be a cold open.
I don't think that's what it is because I think that I don't know why there would be a coup if she's dead.
So it's not a coup. It's that they have to put somebody else.
But we're pretty sure.
Oh, I guess then there's no fighting if people aren't like.
Right. I think we've seen footage that we've seen stills
that
we think is fighting at the tower. So that's
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah, but it could just be like Elida comes in and like takes it, and people are not happy about this because they don't like Elida. There was no like real vote or anything, and like it could just be something like that. And then there's just like a
Well, I
fight
mean,
where people to choose sides, and that it could also be something where because like we know Shiriam's not in this season, where it could just be like a passing line, like oh she left, like a bunch of the blues are gone, and, Shiriam took some blues and left, and that could be why she's not there. And maybe we don't even see Saladar like next season or something.
That's a drop right there. Shiriam took some blues and left.
Right
on blue people, right at the amphetamines, right back.
Blues. I don't know.
She's been up for 3 days straight.
Blues and left.
I think our blues are downers. I think reds are uppers. Aren't they?
I don't remember.
You can tell I'm not keen on that whole scene. Anyway, so I'm gonna take back. I agree. I don't think that they're gonna kill her yet. I don't think they're gonna kill her at all. I don't think I think that people just think that because they can't imagine that Sophia Nato is gonna just stay on the show. But
you just said, what if she kills her?
I said, and then
are you taking it back?
I'm taking it back.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Stricken from the record.
So, but I do think, I think this is a good episode 3 because I think episode 3 is the tower split.
You think this is episode 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Jen, what about you?
Let me think. So we have this is that we know, that we know, that we know, that we know. So we have 3,
4, 5, 6.
4, 6. Okay. 3, 4, 5. The road to the spear is probably 4. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead. Seeds of Shadow. Yeah. I could see that being 3 because I'm looking at the other ones we have left. I'm trying to slot them in. That's a good 3. Even though it's a lot of talk of shadow, but
I'm gonna put this
3 shadows. That's weird.
I'm gonna put this at
6. Okay.
6.
I might move it, but I'm gonna put it at 6 for now.
So you think this is and then we know who's writing which episode. 6 is the Rami Park written episode. I don't know what that means.
Yes, that's right. 6 is Rami Park. You're saying 3, which is Beverly Okio.
Yes.
Who is a newbie to the or at least I don't know if she's been on the writing team, but this is her first
credited as a lead writer for an episode.
Yeah, lead writer. I don't know. Sorry, we'll have to look that up. I'll get the research team on that. I might move mine, and you guys are allowed to move these as we're going through them because you might have some different thoughts about this. Okay, next one that we have is Teleran Riyadh. Now, this is chapter 27 of The Dragon Reborn, so we're going back. This is Egwene using the stone ring Tirang Grael to enter Teleran Riyadh. He goes to the heart of the stone and runs into an old lady named Sylvie.
Oh.
Yeah, who scares her away. So, Teleran Riyadh, stone ring. I was going to say, is this an Egwene chapter? Is this an Egwene episode?
Do you think that everyone is going to refer to this as Teleran Riyadh to make it easier, other than like the Wolf Dream? So like both of them could be kind of experimenting in Teleran Riyadh?
No, I think they could still call it the Wolf. Have they already talked and said the phrase Wolf Dream?
I don't think so.
No,
I'm just wondering if it might be easier to make sure that we all know this is the same place. It's not like 2 different dream worlds.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
does Perrin meet a person or someone in the Wolf Dream that can talk to him? Does that happen? Right? I guess that's
like
the
a
question.
wolf. You mean?
Or Brigitte, who he meets in the Shadow Rising, right? And tells him not to go into the Tower of Genji.
I don't know if they're gonna put Brigitte in for like literally a minute and then not have her in probably until next season.
Oh, she's in a lot of this book. She meets the girls at the end of she meets the girls in this book as well. And
yeah,
she's
but
friends with them, and she and Guido
Teleran Riyadh.
In Teleran Riyadh, she's there right before the end, right?
I mean, they could do both. They could have Perrin. Yeah, they could have this be a Perrin chapter. Well, I keep saying this Perrin chapter. This could be Perrin in the Wolf Dream. Maybe this is an introduction to Slayer. And you could also have Egwene in going into Teleran Riyadh as well. Not obviously, running into each other. But yeah, we don't even, I don't know. We don't have anything from Elaine that says she can, Egwene, that she can, is a dreamer, or that she can go and tell her out.
She'll get it this season with the wise ones.
That makes sense.
I'm not worried about that. I don't know what the girls are going to do. I feel like we talked about this and I had an answer, but now I don't remember what it was.
I'm going to put this.
That they take Dream Terangrial from the.
Oh, yeah. So, like, that if you're a dreamer, you don't need one, which you don't, right? She ends up not using it. And then they need it because they're not dreamers. I don't remember what I said.
I think we said in the past that the supposition is that the Aes Sedai, the bad Aes Sedai, they take Dream Terangrial, which they do, and that's where the girls get one. Eventually, they get one from the Black Aja.
Or from if they can get it from the museum, but I don't know, like, if they're going to know what it is or how to use it. Sure. I don't know if you steal anything from the museum at the beginning.
I think we talked a little bit about this, and I remember thinking that, like, they might just get rid of the Dream Terangrial and just be like, some people can do it and some people can't do it. But I do like the idea of there being an item that helps you, because then you could, you have a mechanism to be like, oh, they can't do it now because they don't have the item.
I just think that it was important for them to be able to talk to each other through Teleron-Riyadh, so
it is. It's big communication.
It's not good to be like, oh, they can't do it anymore. Like, then that would cause a lot of problems, I think.
You could do it, though, that, like, because remember, in season 2, Lanfear takes Rand in the dream to Egwene, and she sees him in the dream or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So you could do it in this season that Egwene's being trained on the dream world, explains this all to them in their dreams while they're in Tenchiko.
Oh, that's true. She can go into their dreams.
Right. And then they just get one of the Dream Terangrial from the Black Aja, and then they have it for future seasons. Right? Spreading that Teleron-Riyadh gospel around to all the Aes Sedai. I'm
putting this as my 3rd episode.
I think that works too.
You already have it moving yours?
No, I think it works. I don't think it's right. I think it works.
Thanks, Tom.
I'm gonna put it as 5.
I'm gonna put it as 6.
All right, set in stone. So let it be written. All right. Next up, we have The Road to the Spear, another chapter from The Shadow Rising, chapter 25. This is Rand in the glass columns, seeing the history of the Aiel. Jen, this is one of the 2 chapters, right? I think there's 2 chapters that cover the glass columns. I think this is the second one, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. So, is this the chapter that we think is actually going to be similar to the book? This is when Rand goes through the glass column.
I hope it is. I mean, it's definitely Rand going through the glass column, but I just hope that it is good.
It's similar.
Yeah, similar enough and good.
I don't mind if they change it. Well, they're going to change it, first of all. They're going to condense a lot of that stuff that happens in there and try to, I think, cut it down to a little bit more understandable.
I just don't want like it to be like rushed through. I know.
But I think we're all thinking this is episode 4.
Oh, yeah.
Race episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, I was going to put this later, but right. Rafe. So we didn't say that at the top of this episode, but we had thought Rafe wasn't writing any episodes, like lead writing any episodes. Or at least we didn't think so, because we knew that Justine Jewel Gilmore is writing the first and last episode. So we're like, oh, I guess Rafe's not writing, but he is. He's writing episode 4. So I was going to put this later as like episode 5. But I guess if Rafe's writing the episode, this has got to be Rafe. This has got to be episode 4. Jen?
Yeah.
You're on board with that?
Episode 4.
Yeah. All right. I'll put it there. You're right. It makes sense.
I think it works. This is an episode that fits his style of quick scenes moving on to other quick scenes.
Somebody was like, Rafe, here, Rafe, you write this one.
Right, these 2 chapters, into an hour. And I'm sticking by my guns until we get evidence otherwise. I think that this is the whole episode. I think they go into Rodian the end of, or maybe the very beginning of this episode. But like, if this episode's 55 minutes, 50 minutes are this.
Did you think that Nynaeve's testing could have been a whole episode?
No.
No, okay. I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
I think it'll be a big chunk of the episode. I'd say it takes up like half to 2/3 of the episode, but I don't think it's going to be the whole episode.
No. I think it's. I think it's big enough that like it could. Like, I don't mean to be like 90s episode is 90s test is like a huge piece of the story, but like the way that season was structured, I don't think they could have dedicated a full episode to it. I would say,
and it might be the only test you get in the show too.
Right.
So that's
if
what they want.
If Matt spends any time in the waste in this season, I don't think the full episode is this flashback, because I think Matt will be in this episode. But if Matt just goes to Tanchico and is never in the waste, then I don't think you're going to see anything in this episode except for what's happening in Rodian.
I don't know. I think with Rafe writing it, it could go faster.
It could, but like just think thematically. You're doing this Rand's walking through the glass columns, experiencing these series of flashbacks. What are you going to cut away to? Like
anything.
Tanchico.
Like,
it's an hour long.
White Tower.
Not time-wise. I'm saying like it doesn't work. That doesn't work. That series of progressive flashbacks doesn't work if you're interspersing it with what other people are doing.
Or then do a half an hour of it and then cut away to everybody else.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more like that. I think it'll
be an hour long.
It'll start with something probably very short, jump to this for a good portion of the episode, and then afterwards cut to something else in the episode.
All right.
That's my guess as to how it would. This doesn't need to be a full episode. I hate when TV shows like they'll do like an episode that like is totally different and has almost nothing to do with the show. Like they do either a flashback episode where the entire episode's a flashback, or they cut to some weird other thing and then it somehow ties in at the very end. I don't like when TV shows do the episodes like that for the most part. So that this would be like that. They would just be like, the whole episode is just flashbacks of things that that's gonna confuse people.
I feel like before we get to this episode, they have to like build up the fact that Rand has to go through this trial or whatever to make us like excited about it. Like kind of with Nynaeve's test, they were all like, "Oh, what should we do?" They're like whispering about her power and like, "Is it going to happen now?" What So it was like. It brought it, like, because right now we don't care too much about the Aiel culture on the show. Like, we don't know anything. We know we got like that one conversation with Avienda, and we know like a couple of them, but we don't have like excitement. I do, but people that are watching the show might not have like the excitement or care about what this is. Like, what does this have to do with anything, right? So I think like they need to like lay groundwork over the first however many episodes. Yeah. So, like, this is. You have to go in here. You have to find out this big secret or whatever. The wise ones, like
he's coming to do this. Like the reason that he goes
Yeah.
here, like from episode 1, is to do this thing.
Yeah,
and he doesn't know what it is. Also, they really do need to spend the first 3 episodes of this season making sure that we understand that the Aiel are a bunch of like warrior lunatics. Yeah. Like because we don't like it has to be so mind blowing to the audience, like for it to have resonance. Like, wait, they're what? They're who? Like, these people kill at the drop of a hat,
I think they could also, I was going to say, Jen, I think they could build up that interest of Rand going through the glass columns with using Couladin, right? We can, they don't have to do
that he wants to go in and they won't let him. Like that?
Yeah, you could get that, and then them letting Rand go in and him like flipping out. Like that could build up a lot of. I don't know if they'll do the part with his brothers like in there and has it come out yet.
I hope we see his brother clawing his own eyes out. That'd be cool on TV. I was gonna say, do you think we'll see the Tinkers in Two Rivers storyline before to just kind of bring all this home and see the difference of them? And then when you find out they were once one, that's like a big difference.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think we know that they're right. Don't we know that? And what's his face are going to be in
Daryl.
They don't show up in the books until after.
Yeah, but I think we need to see them before he goes through the arches. I would think.
I think it'll definitely be a last time on Wheel of Time before this episode.
Yeah, with like them locking their arms and like no violence, and then
Oh man, are we going to see the Nim? I don't think so. We've lost that.
No, there's no name.
That ship sailed. I wonder if we're going to see like crazy displays of power, if any, like get any kind of the bits of the breaking or anything like that in this episode.
Or see, like, I mean, we are, because we've seen shots from it, but like how much are they going to make the past look like the future? Like how crazy are they going to go with show wings and whatever else?
Oh yeah.
Cars,
I mean,
shock lances and whatever else.
Yeah, we saw that monument right there. The monument
and the robo wagon.
I hope.
We even talked about potentially Theron being in this, and then I had posed that maybe this is when Rand starts hearing his voice, like after this,
right?
I mean, it sounds like they're still doing Dumas Wells. I mean, that's when Rand really starts getting loose there. I mean, he hears his voice before that, but that's when it really starts picking up. But.
That's when he starts talking to him, like when they're in the fight, right? He hears them, and now he's like, "Hey, let's have a conversation."
Next chapter title we have. This is another new one: "The Shadow in the Night." This is a Great Hunt chapter, so this is the one that goes back to the Great Hunt. This is when. Such a tease. This is when Rand meets Aludra, and the Trollocs attack, and he burns down the chapter house. And Selene is in this chapter as well, by the way.
Yeah, we're not getting Aludra. I think I'm putting my foot down on that one.
Like,
not putting my foot down, but like I'm.
Do you think ever? Like she's not on the show?
Ever. We've already had Aludrin. I think that was like their way of telling us, like, you're not getting Aludra. We're using this name for a different character.
I'm pretty sure of that as well, Jen. I agree with you there.
I don't even understand like where she would need to come. They could figure it out another way.
Look, I don't know. She could just.
I'm sorry.
When the Man of the Red Hand magically appears in this show, because there's no reason for Matt to have them because he's not with Rand.
Tom, let it breathe. Let it happen.
Yeah, but I'm saying she could just be a member of that army that just appears magically, and they just have a lady who used to be big fireworks. She's there.
Oh, that's a good point, Tom. Right, they could just throw her right in there.
That's all. I
like it. So then, what happens in The Shadow in the Night in season 3?
What if hear me out? A drag car attacks the Aiel.
A drag car attack. This could be an attack in the waste by Shadow Spawn.
Literally, the Shadow in the Night. Both.
Could this be maybe Moghedian or Forsaken?
Could be them too.
Yeah, I think this could be the episode where you start to realize there's Forsaken, and multiple Forsaken are around. Like not only Moghedian or not only like Lanfear, but maybe there's Asmodean or whatever. This could also be the episode. This could also it could be Tea Party. Could be right. Does like who overhear? Does Rand overhear them in a dream? Who overhears Lanfear and Asmodean talking in the dream? I don't remember.
I think it's Perrin.
And then it could be the Two Rivers. That's
when Brigida, I think, saves him or something.
Brigida takes Nynaeve to watch Moghedian spy on the Tea Party, right?
Oh, I thought that was Perrin who was spying.
I think maybe it was Perrin. It's been a while since I've read that one. And then
ooh, I like Light Blinded Fool in chat is saying Slayer could potentially be the Shadow in the Night.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff in here. This is, by my count, right, this is episode 5 for me, and I think this is setting up the fact that the good guys in every camp that they're in are completely overmatched. That's what this episode has to be, right?
I think that I was going to say episode 6 anyway, but isn't that the episode where everything's supposed to be the bleakest?
Yes.
Episode 6. I was going to say 6 anyway, though.
Tom, you have Teller and Riata's episode 6. Do you want to switch this, or are you moving this to episode 5?
I like
No,
you finish. Sorry. No, you finish first. I'm sorry.
I like this more as episode 5 because I think that Perrin. I think this is going to be, amongst other things, this is going to be the episode. Perrin is going to be a Shadow in the Night, rescuing the people from the White Cloaks in this episode.
I was thinking that too, but
actually, that's the only spot you have. Yeah, that's all you had left anyway, unless you were switching it.
No, yeah, I think that's
I put this at 5. Then I have 5 as the Shadow in the Night, and then 6 as Seeds of Shadow.
I like Teleron Riyadh after how was it? Not Meridian.
Road to the Spear.
Road to the Spear, because it'll be like a little less serious than like, and then we'll go like back down again. You know what I mean? It'll be like a relaxed, like a fun, like let's understand the mechanics of this, and like a little bit more fun, a little not funny, but like a little more interesting, a little more like a little lighter than Road to the Spear, and then we could go back down into Shadow of the Night, and then back up.
Shadow in the Night, Jen, not the song.
Shadow of the Night. That's how I will refer to it from here on out. Okay.
Yeah,
I like
two shadows next to each other doesn't make any sense, but I'm not going to move anything else around.
That's a drop. 2 shadows next to each other doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. But y'all probably are right, and I'm probably talking about these. I like Teleron Riyadh early though, because if it is Parent and Slayer,
Seeds has to be at the beginning. That's what, was that a real quote for?
Yeah, that was a real one.
Seeds have to be laid at the. You can't lay seeds at the end.
It's the circle
Nothing
of life.
will grow. Just saying.
They're planting it for season 4.
Oh, okay.
That would, yeah.
We get to season 4.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with you guys on that one. I'm moving it. Seeds of Shadow is 3, right?
Yeah, I think that's
what I think.
Okay, so then that means I have Teleron Riyadh as episode 6, which I don't know. That doesn't.
So you're going 6. Jen's going 5.
I'm going 5, and then Shadow in the Night 6.
Me and you are picking the same things. Jen switched them.
Let's see.
The rest of them are all pretty much in place, right? The other 2 that we didn't talk about yet are, or I should say, there's only one more we didn't talk about yet. He Who Comes with the Dawn, which we are, I think, all agree that that's probably the last episode. Although
we don't know that one for sure.
No.
Well, that's number either 8 or 2, we think, right? Because those were the ones that
that's right. Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Right. Okay.
And we think this has to be 8 if A Question of Crimson is 2. So in this chapter, this is the Shadow Rising chapter 34. This is when Rand and Matt come back from Meridian. Rand's marked by the dragon. They call him the Karakarn. And this is also when Amis tells him about his mother in this chapter. So I don't see any of that happening in this episode. If this is going to be the last episode of the season.
Yeah, I think this is going to be like this is going to be more of the Alcar Dal stuff where he's going to be at the end of this episode. The Aiel people, minus the Shaido, are going to declare him He Who Comes with the Dawn. This is where he's earning the title in the eyes of everybody, and probably where he reveals the secret history of the Aiel to all the people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I can't argue too much with that. I was hoping they would get a little further in the story, like potentially they'd be crossing the Dragon Wall, which could be. I mean, the end of this episode could be them crossing the Dragon Wall, and they just cut out all of that travel that happens, because I don't really think much happens on that travel. They get attacked.
They're crossing the Dragon Wall almost like a tidal wave of people coming across the Dragon Wall. There's one little girl
in the town looking up, and the Shaido are coming, right?
Yeah.
I think we've already established that the Sean Chen, it'll be the same exact clothes as the season
They're
1.
coming back again.
Back.
Wait, what was the hot close of season 2? Getty in, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think you can do something where he comes back from fighting Asmodean, right? Like he already reveals to everybody that runs away to go fight Asmodean. He comes back and the Shaido are gone, and like we have to go get them. And then you just see them going back over the Dragon Wall, and maybe you see Carrion in the distance or something like that. I think that
he could,
or Tyr, if they want to do that, right? I know we taught that as a possibility that like that's when you introduce Tyr, is after like that's where, but like yeah, I think that season 4 they're not in the waste at all. Like they're just out of it. There's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the beginning could be like him declaring, and then I mean, we're gonna have the whole Asmodean Lanfear thing going on too in this episode, right?
Yeah, I think you have to. I don't think you put Asmodean as one of the Forsaken in the series unless he is captured to train Rand. Like that's he's
Yeah, that's his purpose. That's his
Yeah.
only purpose, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that could be. I guess that's the end of the episode. I don't know. I don't know how they structure it. I could see like some of that stuff happening earlier in the episode, maybe, and then at the end is the the Shido break. Somewhere in the middle of the episode, and then they go after them.
You're also probably going to have the Tanchiko resolution in this episode, I would imagine. There will be some cutaways.
Oh, yeah, that makes. You're right. They probably. Oh, I mean, they could put that in the Golden Eyes episode, the episode 7. I don't know. They might want to focus this, but
I feel like that's going to be like a battle episode in a way that like you're not going to cut away in the back half of that episode to something else. And I think you could probably cut away. You could probably wrap up Tanchiko like in between Rand, like Rand chases Asmodean away, or and then it cuts to Tanchiko, and then it comes back, and Asmodean's back in Rodian or whatever. I don't know. Maybe we talked about this when we talked like about this possibly being episode 8. Like, do they do the Choden Call? Is that what it is? Like, what do they do? Do you just put Alendor here instead, or I don't know? That's what he's going for. There's a lot of opportunities there, but they did mention that there is going to be like a big Aiel fight, I think, in this season, in a way that there really isn't in the books. So maybe the Shido like attack.
Aiel versus Aiel?
Yeah, I think there is. Right?
We had. I remember having that conversation. Was it? Were we sure though that it was Aiel versus Aiel?
Because it could be like a shadow spawn fight.
It could be.
Yeah. Well, I think we were debating whether it was human versus human or human versus monster.
Yeah. We just know Aiel fight. We don't know what they fight. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing they would fight is either each other or shadow spawn. I mean, unless we're going that far where they actually get back over to the wetlands. And then they're fighting, whatever, Tyrion defenders of the snow. I think it's Shadow Spawn, right? Because I think we talked. There's a Shadow Spawn attack at Cold Rocks, right?
Yeah.
So I think that fits in there. So there's actually not much variance in here, right? We all think. We know To Race the Shadow is the first episode. We've all put our money on a question of Crimson being number 2 instead of number 8, because if that was number 8, I don't know what it would be.
It'd be kind of a boring episode 8 title.
Yeah. Number 3, we have Seeds of Shadow. Number 4, Road to the Spear. Number 5, Jen has Tel'aran'rhiod. Tom and I have Shadow in the Night. Number 6, Tom and I have Tel'aran'rhiod, and Jen has the Shadow in the Night. Number 7, Golden Eyes, and number 8, He Who Comes with the Dawn. So that's our lineup. Not much difference in there, I have to say, for sure.
Right, so now I'm going to ask you, because they've done this in every season, which episode is the episode that has absolutely nothing from the book in it? That is just a complete
the Rami Park episode,
show only. The Tel'aran'rhiod episode, or you have that as Shadow in the Night, right?
Oh, Shadow in the Night, yeah.
In a Shadow in the Night, we have a Tel'aran'rhiod.
I'm going to say the Tel'aran'rhiod episode has nothing to do with nothing that's in the book.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to stick with the Justine Jewel Gilmer episodes.
So episode 1 could also just be complete.
Episode 1.
That's a good one too.
Episode 1, we're going to be like, what's going on here?
Look. We just got to get them out of here. There's no Tyrant Lords. There's no any of it.
There's no playing cards attacking anybody.
Man, that's the biggest miss. If they don't have playing, I want Matt getting attacked by playing cards.
I'm Rand getting attacked by
mini Rand.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's two
coming out of the mirrors.
Yeah, it's two Army of Darkness.
That's Verlaine in that scene too, right?
Yeah. She's just like
shows up.
Yeah, I'm done.
And Perrin's getting attacked by weapons.
Dax.
Him and Fael are getting attacked by their Dax. So, I mean, that would be cool, but it would be somewhat comical as well. So
it's very Sam Raimi. Yeah.
If they brought him in special director Sam Raimi.
Right.
So before we wrap this up, though, now that we have all the episode titles, we need to go back and look at our predictions and see just how bad we were. So, let's see here. So we have, at this time, we already knew To Race the Shadow and Golden Eyes when we did this. So, Tom, you want to read your other episode titles and we can see if there are any matches?
Sure.
Yeah.
I had number 2 is Homecoming.
Oh,
Not a match.
I had that in there. I had that as number 3.
3 I had as Deceptions.
Too boring.
Yeah, right. I should have looked closer for Shadows in the Night. That's right.
Shadows.
4 I had What Lies Hidden.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, but nope. 5 I had Roydian. I actually changed it from He Who Comes with the Dawn to Roydian, and I'm a fool. 6 I had Veils, also not there. 7 we had Golden Eyes Ready, and 8 I had Glowing Embers. So that's a big 0 for me, Joe.
How about you, Jen? What do you got there?
Okay, so episode 1, To Race the Shadow. Episode 2, Winds Rising.
That's right. You had Sea Folk Sailing going on, right?
Yeah. Episode 3, What Can Be Learned in Dreams.
Ooh,
so
that's
close to
thematically
there. Then episode 4, Roydian. Wrong. Episode 5, To Teach and Learn. No.
Borderline.
Two episodes that are very close to the Telegram Riyadh episode, but not actually right. So
episode 6, The Breaking Storm. Episode 7, Golden Eyes. Episode 8, What Lies Hidden. And that one too. So
What Lies Hidden is a good one.
Yeah.
I still love my episode 2 title, Into the Doorway. Let it go. I had Homecoming as episode 3 time. I like that one.
Okay.
Number 4, I had He Who Comes with the Dawn. I think I almost put this as Road to the Spear when I was doing this, but then I had the Tinker's Sword because after an episode that focuses on characters who are going to barely be in the show. I was trying to figure out Tanchico. I had the Woman of Tanchico. And then my last one, I was torn between The Fifth I Give You and This Place This Day. Both really cool episode titles. Maybe we'll get one of those next one.
I feel like The Fifth I Give You might be could be a season 4 title. I feel
yeah. This Place This Day. I didn't even remember that was a chapter title. That's like at the end of Fires of Heaven.
What is it?
Yeah.
After he kills Ravine?
I don't know. It might be the what's it called? Maureen.
Oh yeah, it is. I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
No.
So I guess I won. I got one episode title right, although probably we don't think it's in the right spot, but at least I got one. So yay! Unless they change it, we still can't lock it in until the show actually comes out, or I guess they're released or listed on. What's it called? If Rafe gives them to us, sometimes they release that stuff right earlier. I don't remember if they've ever done that with this officially, but I don't know how much more official you get than the WGI site, but they could still be placeholders, but they couldn't be. I think we've seen the track record. Every episode so far has been the title that's listed, so I'm gonna go and stick with that. Although if I were Rafe right now, I would change just one episode title. Just to fuck with us.
And Rafe, if you do, I'll just remind you again that I had for episode 8 Glowing Embers. You want to throw that out there, Rafe? What Lies Hidden? Feel free to use any of those. Swap them around. Be a point.
So Jordan Con is next week, and sadly we won't be attending. So we're going to have some really big FOMO. I'm going to be all over social media just trying to find out what's going on. We talked, I think, about this last week or the week before that they've released something, they've released some official news. At the last couple of Jordan Cons, they did a video or like a Q&A, and they gave us castings and all kinds of stuff like that. So I think we even did some predictions, right? We think it's going to probably be castings or something like that. But next week we hope to be talking about whatever they released at Jordan Con.
There'll be news. There'll be something.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. I'm actually really pumped for that. That's not going to Jordan Con sucks, but I'm just like kind of keeping my spirits up by just being excited to see whatever they drop officially and then getting the chance to talk about it. So don't disappoint. What are you going to miss most, Jen, about not going to Jordan Con?
Oh man, let me think of something. I'm going to miss
the app, the scheduling app.
The Sketch app.
The Sked app.
Sked.
It's Sketch in my heart.
Yep.
I'm
Ooh,
gonna
can we
miss.
download that and see what's going on? Right, we can like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I probably don't have it anymore, but I'm just gonna miss seeing everyone, hanging out in the lobby, and having 2 breakfasts because Joe wakes up later than me and Tom all the
Yeah.
time. Um,
Although you don't actually eat a second breakfast, you
no,
just
I just sit with you.
share with me while I eat a breakfast.
But
Yeah, I have more coffee. That's what,
yeah, I'm just gonna the hanging out and the fun in the lobby and the panels and just miss our friends.
Everything.
Every single thing, actually. Yeah, the dance party.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna miss. I'm gonna miss standing on the median between trying to cross
Waiting for
over
the
into
light to change.
waiting for the light change in the mall because the light takes forever. I literally it's I'm being facetious about that, but like the map of that area is like implanted in my brain because of all the great times that we've had there over the last number of years. It is really sad that we're going to be missing this one. And I agree with Jen. It's like the panels are great, the content of the con itself is great, but it's the people, and like that's what we talk about when we're done with them all the time, and that's what we're going to miss the most is getting to see everyone that we haven't seen in a year.
Yeah.
So
Yep. I think Dusty Will's going to be doing some live streaming from there, so we can watch on and be one of those people in the chat that we
right that are sad that we're missing it.
Yeah. So at least we'll get a little bit of a taste. So
Just a taste.
all right, so let's wrap it up here. I want to remind everyone to follow us on social media. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, Threads. I have to put that in there. Join us over in Discord to continue the conversation there. We also post our episodes on YouTube, so go check out our YouTube page and like and subscribe. We're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, so we're almost there, people. Subscribe, rate and review us wherever you listen to your podcasts, and check out our merchandise and Patreon pages to support us that way. Links to all the aforementioned information are included in the show notes to this episode. Final words, Jen and Tom.
Everyone have a great time at JordanCon, and hopefully we will see you guys at WatCon.
That's right.
Make up for it there.
Thanks everyone for listening, and you'll hear us next time.